It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Andy Struction coming to you from beautiful Nelson, British Columbia for the Western Regional Championships, the Klash in the Kootenays. I'm joined here by Paparazzo. Say hi, Papa.
Hi, Papa.
And we are just about to get started in the second game of the day. We've got Terminal City All-Stars from Vancouver playing the Deathbridge Derby Dames from Lethbridge, Alberta. Terminal City is the #1 seed in West. They've been seeded #1 in this region, and Deathbridge has been seeded #8. We just finished gear check. The skaters are lining up at the line. And we're pretty excited to be brought to you today by Canuck Derby TV. Looks like we've got a slight delay. We just got a message from Pam Tara, the head ref of this game. They are just gathering some gear, and we're going to go in a few minutes.
Neither of us can.
All right, here we go. There's the first whistle. Looks like Terminal City was thinking about taking a knee, and there they go. Want to get the jam started. And Schwarzenegger from Terminal City All-Stars has made her way out of the pack first. She is your lead jammer. Schwarzenegger, not a regular player with the Terminal City All-Stars. She's I would call it a guest star. Normally plays on the Faster Pussycats TCRG house team. She's not having much trouble, and she finished her first pass and gathers the full amount of points. That's a grand slam for Schwarzenegger. Chica Bomb and Sissy Straight Edge putting up a big red wall in the front for the Deathbridge jammer. Schwarzenegger approaching for her second scoring pass. And Cherry Blaster still was not able to make her initial pass as Schwarzenegger calls it off and gets 4 more points.
All right, so Kim Janak lining up for Terminal City along with Half Pint Havoc. Half Pint doing a wonderful job singing "O Canada" for us earlier in the day. Let's see if she can beautifully get through the pack the same way she beautifully sang our national anthem. We've got Kim Janak on little dance there. There. Scrum start. Kim Jana almost through the pack. Deathbridge skater goes down at the front. Lead jam goes to Terminal City. Half Pint Havoc working her way through very slowly.
Kim Jana makes her initial pass, and she's out of the pack. Half Pint Havoc having some trouble in the back with player 1 from Terminal City.
Kim Jana coming up back to the back of the pack.
Kim Jana looking for some direction from her head coach, Smack them out. And she makes her another pass for a grand slam. Half Pint Habit getting beat around a little bit in the middle of the pack there, still trying to make her initial pass. Looks like Terminal City is locking up the defense in the front of the pack there. And Half Pint Havoc for Deathbridge is finally out of the pack. Obviously, she's not Illy Jammer. Kim Jana picks up 4 more points and calls it off. So that makes, we are at 27:05 left in this first period.
23 for Terminal City, 0 for Deathbridge.
And for you folks at home, Terminal City All-Stars are wearing their red jerseys today, and Deathbridge are in black. We've got Diva La Revolution on the jam line for Terminal City, and Cherry Blaster once again on the line for Deathbridge. Diva trying to sneak her way around the outside, gets hung up a little bit on the Deathbridge blockers, but she's doing her best to pull them out of play, and she's successful, and your lead jammer. Diva is another player with Terminal City today who is not normally a player with the All-Stars. She is on a house team in Terminal City, the Bad Reputations.
For those looking at things at home, you'll see the score looks a little bit backwards on the feed right now. It's showing there we go, now it's fixed. Vancouver 23.
Oh, looks like Diva Revolution is going to the box for a major penalty. Sorry, I didn't see what it was for. So that gives Cherry Blaster full advantage. She will probably try to get all the points she can for this power jam. And Terminal City doing a great job of recycling to the back to force her to come into the back of the pack. She's trying to make her way through the back of the pack, picks up a minor cut, but that shouldn't do too much damage to her progress.
Roller Girl takes her out.
And Delinquent with a nice offensive hit on Roller Girl after she hit out Cherry Blaster. As a blocker, if a blocker hits your jammer out, it's a good idea to hit that blocker so she goes out and your jammer can come back in front of her.
Of course, when you do that, you don't get a point. But you know, still it's a 1 point versus getting back in the track.
And Cherry Blaster makes her way back to the penalty box, which means that Diva La Revolution is free to come back into the pack and start scoring some more points. Only a couple seconds left in this jam, and it's called off. Diva picks up 3 more points at the end of the jam after she's released from the penalty box there. We've got 24:30 left in this first period. Things are off to a fairly calm start. Both teams showing a lot of restraint and control and good strategy so far. We'll see how that plays out for the rest of the game. Score is at 26 for Terminal City All-Stars, and Deathbridge yet to put any points on the board.
Pretty painful out. Lead jam for Terminal City.
Cherry Blaster still serving the rest of her penalty in the penalty box, which gives pretty painful a small window here for her power jam. She makes her initial pass very easily as Terminal City is pulling back the defense and slowing the jam right down.
5 big points, nickel in the bank for Terminal City. Terminal City pulls it out, no pack being called.
Terminal City doing what they do best lately. They've been playing a lot of backwards and stop derby, making sure that the other team gets tempted to go forward with the jammer and get called out of play. And Cherry Blaster is back out of the box, having some trouble at the back of the pack.
Cut track major, she's going right back in.
She got knocked out of bounds and for some reason came in front of 4 people. Not sure why. I don't think she knew what was happening with the penalties there.
That first hit must have just scrambled her just a little bit.
Pretty painful. Makes another pass for another grand slam. She's got 23 points so far in this jam alone. And there's another grand slam for Pretty Painful, number 117 for Terminal City, wearing their red jersey.
See if she can get right by that.
Her blocker's giving her a great signal to come around the outside. Hey, pretty, we've got this outside lane open up for you. Why don't you take it? She gets another grand slam. That's 38 points for Pretty Painful. She may want to be in the market to break a record here today, ladies and gentlemen. And because of the strong work of her blockers slowing things down, she makes another grand slam for 43 points.
That's a great job.
Great teamwork by Terminal City slowing that jam down and making sure that Deathbridge had no chance. As you Derby fans know, you cannot engage with another player if you are outside of the zone of engagement, which is exactly why Terminal City want to slow things down. Because once they slow it down enough, and Deathbridge is far enough ahead, they can't do anything to stop the jammer. Cherry Blaster's still serving her penalty in the penalty box. That gives Schwarzenegger for Terminal City a power jam. And she is out on corner 1 as your lead jammer.
Cherry Blaster finally out of the box. She's coming up on the back of the pack. Ooh. Terminal City don't even see her coming. She's right
through. Cherry Blaster's pretty excited that she made it through the pack that easily. So she should be. She snuck through like nobody was even looking. We've got 21:02 left in this period.
75 for Terminal City, still 0 for Deathbridge. Let's hope that easy swing through the pack can continue, and build up something a little bit fun for her.
Yeah, let's hope that they grab some momentum off that. Their best bet would be to keep their jammers out of the box at this point.
Yes.
You can't score if you're sitting in the box.
True enough. Half Pint Havoc out there for Deathbridge. Kim Jana out for Terminal City. She goes through. She had a back block, so no lead jam for Terminal City there. No lead jam for Half Pint Havoc either. Nope. Late call, but it was lead. She calls it off.
Not sure why the lead jam call was so late on that, but we'll never know. The refs have a lot of secrets.
Looks like he just didn't notice that the other jammer hadn't had lead yet. Get so used to lead jam, lead jam, lead jam, lead jam.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that one time when it doesn't, you just
you get lulled
assume.
into a stupor. But good move on Half Pint Havoc's part. She called it off as soon as she was called lead jammer to prevent Kim Jana from scoring any points. And my coach always says, Papa, 0-0 jam is a win.
This is true. Anytime you can keep that score even is just as good as picking up.
Preacher Slaughter putting some good defensive hits on Diva La Revolution there in corner 1. But Diva is able to make it through after a bit of a fight, and she's lead jammer for Terminal City.
Deathbridge jammer still stuck in the back of the pack. Diva La Revolution through for a big 5 points. Another nickel in the bank for Terminal City. Deathbridge just trying to play some defense here.
Big black wall in the back there for Deathbridge, doing what they can to stop Diva. And they're doing a pretty good job over there in corner 2. But she makes it through on the outside with the help of her blockers, and she scores 5 more points. That makes 10 points for Diva La Revolution so far. 57 seconds left in this jam.
Does a little spin, big hit, but not big enough from Andy Linquin.
Diva's a very light skater on her feet.
90-0 for Terminal City. Vancouver in the red. Deathbridge in the black.
Looks like Deathbridge has decided not to play any offense at all in this jam, using their jammer as a 5th blocker. Doing a great job of knocking Diva back. Andy Lincoln thought she hit her out, but she didn't. Looks like Diva's having some trouble in the back here. Deathbridge finally locking down some defense and preventing more points. Big hit on Diva onto the inside line. Looks like she went down hard and is a little slow coming back up.
Goes to fix her knee pad, goes, enough of this.
Yeah.
Calls it off.
Her knee pad called it off. I have those knee pads, and those little straps fall off all the time.
Mine are all attached, so I don't have to worry about them falling off.
Bench manager Spawn of Skating for Terminal City, helping Diva repair her gear problems.
In the meantime, Pretty Painful and Half Pint Havoc lining up for Terminal City and Deathbridge, respectively.
Terminal City flirting with the idea of taking a knee. They changed their minds.
No official timeout called. Zebras are huddling. We established in the last game that when the Zebras huddling here this weekend, they're discussing various cupcake recipes.
I like that idea. Cupcakes are delicious.
Yeah, we had a great discussion about sprinkles.
Oh, sprinkles.
Chocolate or rainbow?
I could go for a cupcake right now. Anybody listening? Cupcakes are always welcome at the announcer's table.
Yes. Just make a trip out from wherever you are listening. Head out to beautiful Nelson, BC, and bring us cupcakes.
I just want to say a big thank you to CanuckDerbyTV.com bringing you this action here. It's so great because Canada's such a big country, Papa. It's really hard to get to the good games. You can just say, oh yeah, that's the, you can go watch some Alberta action just the next province over. Meanwhile, you're driving for 10 hours. It's a big place. So having the ability to just flip open your laptop and watch some really great derby is an absolute gift. So thanks to CanuckDerby.tv, or CanuckDerbyTV.com. Sorry, guys.
It's beautiful. To be able to watch this, so we're very, very grateful about that. And we're going to have some great action this weekend. First ever RDAC Western Championships. History in the making on your TV screen right now.
Pretty sure this is the second Westerns, but it's going to be the first Nationals.
Technically correct. RDAC's predecessor did have Westerns last year, so.
Not quite the same.
Not quite the same, so we're both right.
Yes.
We both win.
I like it when we're both right.
Yay.
So we're lining up again with the same lineups. Half Pint Havoc, number 51 in black for Deathbridge, and Pretty Painful, number 117 for TCRG. She makes it, she goes in, she goes out, she goes in, and she's out as lead jammer for Terminal City. Terminal City playing some big defense in the front on Half Pint Havoc. Lots of teamwork, lots of touching.
Trying to make a big hit on Pretty Painful, not making it there.
Yeah, it looks like Deathbridge's defense is getting quite split up, which is not going to be effective for stopping any jammers. No. When you're playing defense, you want to be sticking together, and if you guys watch Terminal City, they're always touching each other. And it's not just because they're friends, it's because that it's helpful to stay together with your teammates. And Pretty Painful is out again. She picks up another Grand Slam. That's 10 points for Pretty Painful. Let's see if she can score 50 points this jam. No. That's crazy talk.
Anything's possible in the wide world of roller derby.
That's right. You never know what's going to happen. Big hit on Pretty Painful on the inside. Looks like Belter Face might be going to the box for a...
No, Dream Whip.
And she picks up 3 more points before the jam is called off. So right now we're sitting at 105 for Terminal City and still 0 points for Deathbridge Derby Dames. 15:24 left in the first period.
Schwarzenegger lined up for Terminal City. Cherry Blaster for Deathbridge.
Cherry Blaster's been a busy girl today on the jam line. Looks like she's been in every other jam. Except for the one she was sitting in the box, of course.
Yes. Well, technically she was in those jams.
I guess. Cherry Blaster plowing her way through the middle of the pack there. Making a little progress. Major forearm for number 22, Lil Von Stopp. She'll be sitting in the box to think about what she's done. Meanwhile, Schwarzenegger finally makes it out of the pack after a good fight by Deathbridge to become lead jammer. Cherry Blaster still yet to make her initial pass. Oh, and Schwarzenegger makes a beautiful jump around the apex there.
Cherry Blaster trying to squeak through, doesn't quite make it.
Looks like she's got her eye on the jammer. She'll be joining in with her teammates to play a little defense.
No, she won't.
Got swallowed up on the inside line there by the Terminal City blockers. 4-on-2 is a tough gig when you've got two blockers going up against 4 on the other team. There's not a lot you can do.
No, especially when it's a team the caliber of Terminal City.
That's right. Some big hits by number 238, Preacher Slaughter, on Schwarzenegger on the inside line there. Looks like she's a big aggressive hitter. Slowed Schwarzenegger down a little bit, but she still got through on the inside line to pick up some more points. Schwartzy's got 15 points so far this jam. Nice work for her first All-Stars game.
She comes through, picks up another, calls it off, pick up another 5. She sure did. So a total of 20 points for her this jam. That takes us up to 125-0 for the Terminal City. This is exciting for Canadian Derby. It's been a while since Terminal City's really gotten out and played a lot of Canadian teams since they became WFTDA.
And the reason why, Papa, is because that since Terminal City has been applied for WFTDA status, it's been more in their favor to be playing other WFTDA teams, and unfortunately the only WFTDA teams in our area are in the States. So unfortunately, as much as they'd love to play more Canadian teams, A, Canadian teams are harder to get to, and B, there's only so much you can do in one season, you know what I mean?
No, I definitely understand. We're just happy to have them out.
They are super happy to be here. I'll tell you, they were excited to come.
I know everyone's looking forward to some of the later brackets to see what's going to happen against them.
Kim Jana is out. She is your lead jammer for Terminal City. Kim Jana had an amazing game last weekend. Terminal City played the Rat City All-Stars from Seattle, and they won by a good mark, 125 points or something, but Terminal City should be very proud of the way they played.
Yes, they only won by a couple hundred.
I mean, when you're going up against Rat City, number 5 in the world, that's nothing to sneeze at.
No.
Kim Jana's made her first scoring pass, and she's approaching the back of the pack. Amazombie and Mary Queen of Shots trading hits on Half Pint Havoc, who's still trying to make her initial pass from Deathbridge. Kim Jana is through for a Grand Slam. She's got 10 points so far, with 45 seconds left in this jam.
Things slow down to a mere crawl. Oh no. Looks like Deathbridge. Oh, no, maybe not. I was going to say it looks like the Deathbridge jammer going back to the penalty box, but
looks like Lulu Demon from Terminal City is on her way to the box, I believe, for her 4th minor.
Kim Jana around it for another 5 big points.
Yeah, Belter Face and Helvetica Bold got knocked down. Both got knocked down in the back and were unable to put any sort of challenge to Kim Jana. Unfortunately, bad timing for them. Oh, Kim Jana blasts her way through the front of the pack there. Knocks a couple blockers down in the interim, but looked like they were clean hits. And she calls off the jam after, I think that was 20 points.
25.
25 points for Kim Jana.
Quarter in the bank. Takes up to an even 150 for Terminal City. Lethbridge still at 0.
10:41 left in this first period. Lulu Demon for Terminal City still sitting in the box, which makes this a 4-on-5 jam, which hopefully will play in Lethbridge's favor.
Devilo Revolution up there with Preacher's Slaughter.
Preacher's Slaughter giving her a little booty block, something to think about before the first whistle goes. Deathbridge taking a knee. Wisely on their part, since they currently have advantage. They would like to get this jam started and score some points. And Half Pint Havoc is out for Deathbridge's first lead jammer status of the game.
You can hear the whole crowd just going wild over that.
Roller Derby loves an underdog, Papa.
It's true. Devilo Revolution through the pack.
She's approaching the back of the pack.
Preacher's Slaughter at the front of the pack, meeting up with a big red wall.
Half Pint Havoc fighting away. through the front, calls it off. Looks like Diva was able to pick up 2 points, and Deathbridge is finally on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Half Pint Havoc and her teammates put up 4 big points on the board. They're pretty excited about it, as they should be.
Yes, they should. You can see them going crazy on the bench there.
There's nothing like those first couple of points when you're getting the wind knocked out of you.
Riffraff stepping up to see if she can pick up on some of this momentum.
This is her first jam of the game, I believe, Papa.
I believe so. Along with Pretty Painful for Terminal City. Deathbridge up, and Riffraff doing a very good job. She's kind of up at the front. Oh, she goes down at the back.
Pretty Painful inching her way through the inside there. She's got one more jammer to pass.
Big miss from Dreamweb. Almost had her out, but then just kind of slipped herself.
Terminal City has 2 blockers in the box at this point. Oh, and Roller Girl is out. So Terminal City now has 3 blockers to Lethbridge's 4. Let's see if it works out for them again, having the blocker advantage.
Riffraff just forced to the ground by Amazonby.
Pretty Painful puts 5 points on the board for Terminal City. Riffraff still making her way through. Some great offensive blocking by Terminal City there. Deathbridge had a big 4-person wall, and Terminal City just came in and took it apart one by one.
Another 5 points going up there for Terminal City as well. She hits the back of the pack. Ooh, big pile up.
Pretty Painful getting caught in the middle of it.
Pops back up, gets around everybody. Bada boom, bada bing.
Terminal City holding the front wall for this jam, doing a great job.
5 more points up there for Pretty Painful. That brings her to 15 for the jam.
Front wall's a good place to be if you want to play some offense, because then you can just slow down and break up walls. Whereas if you want to play heavy on the defense, you want to keep the back wall, because then you can stop the jammer as soon as she arrives at the pack. Pretty Painful got knocked down on the inside and decides she's had enough, and she calls it off.
She's very lucky. She actually got called on a low block there. Luckily she got called on a low block late. Otherwise she wouldn't have been able to call it off.
I wonder if she knew if it was coming.
Yeah.
Deathbridge makes their way to the line very quickly and takes a knee. They're pretty excited to have advantage in this jam.
Meanwhile, number 2, Sissy Straight Edge getting sent back to the...
So Lulu Demon, for a couple of seconds, is the only Terminal City blocker on the floor, whereas Deathbridge has a full strength pack. Oh, but not for long. We've got a Deathbridge player going to the box. The penalty box is full of Terminal City roller girls right now.
5 points for Deathbridge. Lulu Demon can do nothing about it.
Looks like Preacher Slaughter's going to the box. She tried an apex jump, but she made contact with someone while she's in the air, which is a major penalty. You are not allowed to make contact with any players if both your skates are off the ground. That's unfortunate for Deathbridge. They could have really put a dent in their score.
I don't know about that call. It looked like Lulu Demon initiated on that, but
yeah,
the refs see what the refs see, and that's how
right.
we play the game. Pretty Painful back up out of the box. She gets knocked out. Back in behind that back wall.
Deathbridge getting all split up there.
5 points going up for Terminal City.
Deathbridge gathering back together, hopefully putting some defense on Pretty Painful.
Lulu Demon heading into the penalty box. Preacher Slaughter back out.
Very Queen of Shots, the only blocker out there for Terminal City, and she's trying to keep things fast. That's 4 points for Preacher Slaughter. There was a lot of penalties in that jam. I think there was some confusion about who's going where.
So Terminal City at 180, Deathbridge, Derby Dames at 9 with 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
Again, Terminal City in the red jerseys and Deathbridge in black.
Cherry Blaster up along with Schwarzenegger for Deathbridge and Terminal City respectively. Official timeout being called.
The refs handing out a rash of penalties to Terminal City in the last couple jams.
Looks like they're just making sure that everything's recorded properly. And again, you know, what kind of cupcakes they want at the end of all this. I say vanilla. Vanilla with rainbow sprinkles, definitely.
So it looks like we've got an updated score here. 180 for Terminal City and 13 points for Deathbridge Derby Dames. Those are some hard-earned, that's the hardest earned 13 points I've seen in a long time. So as we've got the last couple minutes of the first period, let's hope Deathbridge can cash in on the momentum they've got now. Looks like they're feeling a little bit more confident out there. Their best bet would be to stick together and play heavy on the defense, as they're getting split up quite easily by Terminal City's blockers.
Terminal City is very good at doing that, breaking up those walls.
Yeah, they have great timing. They know exactly when to do it. There's no point in breaking up walls if there's no jammers around.
No.
So you just wait until the jammers show up, and then you do it.
Cherry Blaster stuck behind that big red wall.
Schwarzenegger is out. She gets out just past corner one. She's your lead jammer. Lil Von Stopp is released from the penalty box, and she'll be coming in to help her teammates. Schwarzenegger passes through the pack very easily and picks up a grand slam for 5 points. Looks like Cherry Blaster is making her way to the penalty box, which gives Terminal City another power jam.
Just what they needed.
Schwarzenegger's out for 5 more points. Terminal City doing a great job of keeping things nice and slow to give Schwarzenegger the most opportunities she can to score points. Lil Von Strapp, great hit to Schwartzy on the outside.
A big smile on her face. You can tell she was happy to be able to hold back the jammer that long.
She's pretty excited to be here, I'm not gonna lie.
It's true.
Lil Von Strapp going back to the box, picked up 4 minors in 1 jam there.
Not sure exactly what she did there. I think the last one may have been a direction of play, just based on what I was seeing out there. But that is speculation.
We've got 1:56 left in this period. Time for 1 or 2 more jams probably. Score sets at 195 for Terminal City and 13 for Deathbridge.
Kim Jana out there. They're all by herself. Lead jam for Terminal City.
So Deathbridge decided they wanted to speed things up, but Terminal City, everybody recycled to the back while remaining in proximity, slowed things down and popped Kim Jana out. She's already brown for her first 5 points of this jam.
Cherry Blaster finally out of the box, so she's stuck behind that big red wall. Trying to make her way around or through, can't do it. Meanwhile, Kim Jana back into the pack. Deathbridge blockers trying in vain to try and stop her. They're at least slowing her down.
Including Cherry Blaster, who's playing a lot of defense this game, which I like to see. It's nice to see flexible, versatile jammers out there.
Kim Jana getting sent into the penalty box. So Cherry Blaster's out there all by herself on a power jam. A minute left in the jam. With lead jammer going to the box, that means this is going to go the full 2 minutes. This will be the last jam of the first half. Cherry Blaster just not able to get through that big four wall of Terminal Cities. She's trying to get, even their blockers are not able to do it. She gets knocked out. Comes back in. Oh.
Sissy Straight Edge heading to the box for Terminal City.
Sheikah Bomb got him knocked hard out there. Unfortunately, even without that little bit of spread, Cherry Bomb's still not able to get through. Oh.
Looks like Deathbridge is trying to trap a goat in the back, which means that they're trying to trap one of the other Terminal City players so they can slow the pack down and control the score.
That's the 2 minutes.
That's the end of your first period, ladies and gentlemen. Here at Klash in the Kootenays, Terminal City has broken the 200 mark. It's at 2:04 to 13 for Deathbridge Derby Dames from Lethbridge.
So last points is going to be 2:09 to 13.
Pardon me. So as the two teams head to the dressing rooms to talk about what just happened and what they're going to do next, I'm Andy Struction.
I'm Paparazzo.
And we'll see you in about 15.
It's not just about the shorts. It's about inspiring others. It's about having fun and making new friends. It's about getting hit down and getting back up again. It's about being a team. Pivot Star. It's about roller derby.
So we're back for the second half of this game. Lethbridge versus Vancouver, Deathbridge Derby Dames, and Terminal City All-Stars. We've got the equipment checks underway. We're just going to be getting started in just a few moments here. Scores coming into the second half: 2:09 for Terminal City and 13 for Deathbridge. Great first half. We saw some great action. Great, don't you think there, Andy?
Yeah, pretty much exactly what I was expecting from this game. The number one seed going up against the number 8 seed. This is how it always goes on day 1 and 2 of these tournaments. So yeah, I mean, nothing unexpected so far. But I've been seeing the Deathbridge team. They've been doing a good job of figuring out what to do next. They haven't given up. They've been adapting. They've been playing fast and aggressive. So it's nice to see from Deathbridge. I know they're a less experienced team than TCRG, so we'll see if they can keep it up in the second half and maybe put some more points on the board for their team. Terminal City, of course, having no trouble with Deathbridge, but They've been suffering for a little bit in penalty trouble, especially halfway through the first period. So hopefully they can stay out of the box for the second.
Always a good thing. All right, so Schwarzenegger lining up for Terminal City. Cherry Blaster lining up on the jam line for Deathbridge.
Boy, that Cherry Blaster, she's a workhorse. She is everywhere in this game. She's been jamming pretty much every other jam. When she's in there, she's helping out her blockers and playing a little defense when necessary.
Doing a great job all around. Five seconds called. An unusual start on what's called the pivot line. So
I remember the pivot line.
Yes, it's still around, believe it or not. We just saw a start on it. Schwarzenegger out first. She gets lead jam. Says no back talk. Cherry Blaster takes her a moment, but she gets around Lulu Demon. Almost gets knocked out, but makes it through. Schwarzenegger getting knocked around, taken down by Lily von Schropp.
Looks like she didn't hit the ground in time. She came back in on her wheels in front of people, and Schwarzenegger will now be serving a minute in the penalty box, which is great news for Deathbridge.
Followed shortly by Emma Zombie. Not sure what she went in for, but that's great news.
Great moves on the on the turn 3 here by Cherry Blaster. She scooted around, did a 360, came around the outside, and scored 4 points for Deathbridge.
Cherry Blaster back in the pack, hiding behind her. Her girls try and break up that wall for her. Green Whip loses control at the back.
Now Deathbridge is giving into Terminal City's strategy of keeping things fast. They're chasing them around behind them. They would be smart to try to start slowing things down and taking control of the speed of the pack. Oh, and there they go. They're trying to catch a goat in the back. And they've done it. They successfully slowed down the pack. Some great strategy by Deathbridge there.
5 big points going up on the board for Cherry Blaster and Deathbridge in the black. Here she comes again. Schwarzenegger out of the penalty box and into the pack. And out of the pack again. Bang, bang, bang. 4 big points.
4 points for Schwarzenegger. She's going to try and catch up and make up the difference that Deathbridge just made.
And that's 2 minutes. 9 points going up on the board there. 12 points, I'm sorry, going up on the board. That jam for Deathbridge.
Nice work by Deathbridge. This is exactly what I wanted to see from Deathbridge coming out of the dressing room. Hopefully they went in and with their coach and talked about how they're going to cash in on every opportunity they can, especially on power jams. The game, especially as it's getting into up at the higher levels, Papa, is a game about penalties, and you want to be able to take every opportunity you can to take advantage of the entire power play. So this is how you win games. You cash in on power plays and you put a ton of points on the board. So hopefully Deathbridge is going to continue to do that in this half.
Yes. And they take a knee. No pack called. Half pint Havoc off the line. Unfortunately, she's still stuck behind that big wall of red, giving Kim Jana a chance to get that lead jam.
Half pint is out. She's less than half a track behind Kim Jana, which will make Kim Jana probably want to call it off soon.
There we go.
She pokes through for her 4 points. 4-0 jam for Kim Jana and the Terminal City All-Stars.
Kim Jana is one of those interesting skaters that she actually skates under her real name rather than a derby name.
That's right. She changed it when I think the first time she used it is when she was on, she was an alternate for Team Canada at the World Cup in Toronto, and she decided to put her real name on her jersey, and it's been the same ever since. She used to be called Smash Mademoiselle.
Yes, I remember that. Definitely a good name for her, but she likes her she likes that unusualness of being her actual self.
Yeah, there aren't that many Canadian girls using their real names.
No, I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head. Diva La Resistance trying to fight her way through. I think it was Cherry Blaster out there first.
Big hit on the inside. Great offensive play by Emma Zombie there on the inside and getting a nice big opening on the inside for Diva as she comes out to pick up lead jammer status.
Oh, and it was actually Half Pint Havoc, not Cherry Blaster, out there for Deathbridge, and she gets knocked out. Live on Stop doing a great job knocking out Diva. And comes back in with some, I'll take that. She's out of the pack again.
Deathbridge playing a little old school derby out there, lining up and hitting jammer one by one and trying to knock her down.
Here she comes again.
Nice teamwork by Deathbridge here. They're slowing things down and taking control of the speed.
Stop trying to push her out, but she just squeaks through. 5 points out there for Diva Low Revolution.
Nice to see Deathbridge working together as a big unit instead of getting split up like they were in the first. It's really working for them.
Oh. She loses her wheels, goes down, calls it off. That did not look like a pretty landing.
No, looks like, I can't remember which blocker, but she came in for a big swooping hit. And instead of just jumping out of the way, Diva banana peeled, as I like to call it. It happens. Happens to the best skaters. Your feet just come out.
Yep, I've had that happen. I'm far from one of the best skaters, but I've had that happen. It's not fun.
Terminal City taking a knee on the jammer line, which has been fairly popular this game. The reason why they do that is because it forces the referees to call no pack, which means that they can start the jam right away. This is what you want to do when you have advantage. If you're way ahead in the score or you've got more blockers on the floor, you want to start scoring points as soon as possible.
It's nice to see this has been a really fast game. Those who were tuned into the last game saw a little bit slower derby. This has been nice and fast all the way through.
Pretty Painful is out for her first 5 points. Cherry Blaster still stuck. I don't believe she's made her initial pass yet.
I don't believe so.
You've got 4 Terminal City blockers out there. You're in for a rough ride as a jammer.
Yep. Here comes Pretty Painful back in. Helvetica Bold tries to take her out. Doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, it looks like Lethbridge is doing their best to try and play some offense for their blocker, but they're in the meantime, it's taking their attention away from playing defense, and Pretty Painful is having no trouble getting through the pack every time. Roller derby is one of the only sports in the world that you play offense and defense at the same time. It's not easy.
No, it's not. And here she comes around the outside. Oh, Pretty Painful loses her feet. Slides out on the corner. She's back into the pack, though.
Looks like once again Cherry Blaster's joining in on the defensive fun, doing her best to make a wall. Roller Girl from Terminal City is sent to the box for a major penalty.
I think it was actually a 4th minor.
Oh, pardon me, 4th minor, thank you. Pretty Painful, looks like she's a bit tired, but she comes out for her 5 more points, and that's the full 2-minute jam. Pretty Painful had some trouble in that last pass. Deathbridge was really giving her a run for her money. She had to fight for those 5 points.
So 241 to 25, Terminal City up over Deathbridge with just under 22 minutes remaining in the game. Whistle goes. Schwarzenegger up, doing a little bit of dancing. Preacher's Slaughter.
Deathbridge takes a knee to get things started. They would like to score some more points. Wow, great move on the inside by Preacher's Slaughter, pardon me. But Schwarzenegger's hot on her tail, and Schwarzenegger's a very fast skater, very athletic, so she will catch up easily if she wants to.
And she has caught up, and bang, bang, bang. She's through the pack. Preacher's Slaughter getting banged around, pinballed as she tries to call it off.
Yeah, it looks like Preacher's Slaughter wanted to zip into the middle of the pack there and get a couple points and called it off, but she got hung up, and looks like Schwarzenegger, despite it, scored 4 points and 2 points for Deathbridge. As a jammer, when you call off the jam is very, very important, especially if you're neck and neck with the other jammer. You can, just like we just saw, you can lose points even if you're lead jammer if you're not calling it off soon enough.
Kim Jana through the pack for lead jam as if it wasn't even there. A little sidestep, bang, bang, bang. 5 points for Terminal City.
Once again, looks like Deathbridge is getting hung up on playing offense and getting pulled away from playing defense.
Meanwhile, Susie Straight Edge sent into the penalty box. 2 minutes, looks like. So that's going to give at least a one blocker advantage to Deathbridge. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Looks like Chica Bomb is getting sent to the box for a multiplayer block major.
She takes out Half-Pint Havoc by accident.
Deathbridge Coates is not happy. Looks like there was a little skater-on-skater contact on the way to the penalty box.
Luckily, it looks like the refs didn't catch it.
Looked like an accident to me.
Yeah. An accident or not, penalty's a penalty. Kim Jana coming through. Oh.
That looks like a direction of play major for Helvetica Bold. She came in a big swooping hit on Kim Jana, and she was traveling in the wrong direction. Another direction of play major on Deathbridge.
Out of play major.
Oh, it was out of play? Pardon me?
Yeah, that one was out of play.
I'm not sure why Deathbridge is lining up and hitting people way out in front of the pack, but it's not working out in their favor.
No, not so much. It rarely does.
Yeah, unfortunately, the game of gigantic swooping hits one-on-one isn't really popular anymore. It doesn't work, especially with the new, the direction of play penalties can come into play, and the out of play, especially now that the refs are catching them more and more. The refs are getting more and more trained, so playing together in a wall and teamwork can actually be more effective than just coming up for a big hit.
No, it's true. Timeout called black. So Deathbridge taking that timeout.
Take a couple of deep breaths.
Breathe.
That's usually what a timeout is for.
Yeah.
Everybody just chill. It's all good. Your adrenaline starts going, and you start to see red, and you start to panic. Oh my God, we're losing. Oh my God, oh my God. But that doesn't help the way you play.
So with that timeout, we're at 2:75 for Deathbridge. Oops. For Terminal City, 27 for Lethbridge. Deathbridge Derby Dames.
We've got 18:11 left in the period. Of course, the period clock stops for a timeout.
Timeout's over.
Sissy Strader is now serving her second minute of her penalty.
Pretty painful up by herself for the Terminal City All-Stars. Deathbridge Jammer still in the penalty box. No pack called, and right through those blockers like they weren't even there.
Half-Pint Havoc is out of the box. She is jamming for Lethbridge.
Doing a little bit of defense there. Some very good, effective defense, I might add.
Unfortunately, Pretty Painful picks up her fourth minor, trying to get through on her scoring pass, and she has to go spend a minute in the box, which now gives Deathbridge the advantage and a power play. Terminal City wisely speeding things up to prevent the other jammer from scoring. Deathbridge trying to slow things down in the back, but Terminal City doing a good job of staying within the proximity legal engagement zone.
Half just can't get through. Ooh. Looks like an accidental head hit.
Looks like she took a tough one to the face there. She's having some trouble.
I think that's Melly Mayhem.
Out of respect for the down player, all the other players take a knee. Looks like it might be her foot or ankle. You guys might be lucky enough to hear Mac on the announce later on this weekend. He has volunteered to do a couple slots, I believe.
I'm not sure exactly when, but definitely he's going to be out here.
Not only is he a championship high-level roller derby coach, he's also a fantastic announcer.
We're definitely lucky to have him as part of our announcing team this weekend. We've got some great announcers out here, including, of course, Andy Struction.
Oh, thanks, Papa. Right back at ya. Preacher Slaughter showing us her moves on the jammer line there, trying to bring some levity back into this game. She's your only jammer. She'll have a power play for this jam while Pretty Painful serves out the rest of her penalty.
Trying to make her way through the pack, trying to get into that lead jam position. Lily Von Stopp doing a great job clearing out that wall, but unfortunately, Chicabomb still had a good shot at her.
Yeah, Terminal City doing a great job of recycling their blockers to the front of the pack.
And here comes Pretty Painful. In, out, lead jam to Terminal City, out of the penalty box and into the lead.
Deathbridge's power play is over. Doing some damage on Preacher Slaughter on the outside corner there. Whoa.
Who's getting that? Low block major being given to Preacher Slaughter.
She is likely going to the penalty box. She came in hot from the outside to the inside of the track in the wrong direction, it looked like to me.
Yep,
so
sure
she could be serving one of a number of penalties for that move.
Pretty sure I saw a low block being called on it.
Yeah.
She took her out at the feet there.
Flower Plower going to the box for a multiplayer block major. You are not allowed to hold onto the shirt or arm or any other body part of a fellow player to block an opposing player if that part that you're holding onto makes contact with the player.
Pretty Painful making her way through, gets around riffraff.
She bites into that corner there and makes her way through on the outside despite a hit from Lethbridge.
Lily Von Stopp tries to take her out.
Lethbridge once again, Terminal City doing a good job of breaking up Lethbridge, making sure they don't make any kind of defensive wall.
Just passing the 15 minutes left mark. 295 for Terminal City in the red, 27 for Deathbridge in the black.
Looks like Pretty Painful put 20 more points on the board for Terminal City. She's having one heck of a game today, Papa.
Definitely. Terminal City as a team is having just a great game.
Schwarzenegger pushing on her toe stops, trying to get through that three wall of black players. Sometimes being patient and taking little tiny steps works a lot better than blasting your way through a pack.
Well, here comes Preacher Slaughter. No lead there.
Looks like we're going to have a full 2-minute jam here. You cannot collect lead jammer status if you commit a minor penalty during your first pass.
Or if you pass somebody out of bounds. I think that may have been what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, Schwarzenegger passed a player while she was out of bounds. And she's around easily for her first pass. That's a big 5 points for Schwarzenegger.
Lulu Demon knocking out
Oh, another famous apex jump by Schwarzenegger. She loves to jump that apex. She's been practicing it all season and it's paying off.
Meanwhile, Dream Whip and Preacher's Slaughter both heading to the penalty box to join Lily von Stopp. So big full power jam for Terminal City.
Deathbridge is going to have a hard time putting any points on the board or stopping any jammers with a full penalty box of black over there with 1 jammer and 2 blockers in the penalty box for Deathbridge.
Big hit slowed down Schwarzenegger, but not enough. Lily von Stopp out there now. She's out of the penalty box. That's going to be a huge help for Deathbridge. She has a wall onto herself.
Looks like Terminal City is picking on number 115 Calamity Lane, which has been really helpful to break up the rest of the Deathbridge wall.
And that's the 2 minutes gone.
Score is now 3-24 for the Vancouver's Terminal City All-Stars and 27 for Lethbridge Deathbridge Derby Dames.
Just coming up on the 12-minute mark in the second half. Kim Jana out there. Let's see what she can do.
Terminal City taking a knee and opening up the inside for Kim Jana. It was successful. She was out before they even got to turn 1, and she's already making her scoring pass.
Meanwhile, Lily von Stopp getting hit in the throat, it looks like. Having a hard time breathing.
Looks like she may have caught Kim Jana's shoulder. We'll see if there's any penalties called on that, whether or not a ref saw it. Hey, refs out there. Make sure you communicate with your announcers, because we can't always see what's going on out on the track. Exactly. So let us know what's happening. We'll love you for it.
You were on camera doing that.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody at home.
Just giving Smack the Mouth some love. And my other Terminal City girls.
Yay.
They're happy to be here too, Papa.
Oh, as they should be. There we go. We've got our medic back. We can get rolling again. So just update Diva Revolution, about to take her intentional 4th minor. Pretty painful up for Terminal City. Preacher's Slaughter for Deathbridge. Deathbridge taking a knee to start this thing off.
They might as well. They want to get some more points on the board.
Exactly. Preacher's Slaughter trying to push her way through, falls through. She's stuck at the back again.
Pretty Painful is out. She's lead jammer. She's making her way back for her scoring pass. Roller Girl going to the box for a major penalty. Pretty Painful picks up 5 points for a grand slam.
Big pile up in the back of the pack. They're all back up. Finally, through the pack is Preacher's Slaughter.
She's keeping an eye on the other jammer.
Pretty Painful around, calls it off.
Pretty Painful picks up 10 points in that jam. Oh, no, pardon me, 9 points.
We got Cherry Blaster along with Schwarzenegger up on the lines.
Terminal City has 2 players in the penalty box, but Diva's on her feet, which means she's going to be released very soon.
Cherry Blaster out there up against Team 101.
Belter face a little confused there, but she's going off.
Looks like she got an illegal procedure penalty. Terminal City keeping things really slow off the line.
Roller Girl back out of the penalty box. Comes in right with the jammers.
When you've got a substantial lead like Terminal City does, it's not a bad idea to eat up time off the clock to maintain your lead as long as you can. Schwarzenegger is lead jammer for Terminal City.
She's back to the pack. Cherry Blaster is still in there playing some defense. Not very effective defense this time around as Schwarzenegger goes through for 5 big points.
Cherry Blaster gets sucked into the back of the pack by Terminal City's blockers once again. When you're playing against a good defensive team as a jammer, you could potentially pass those blockers 5 or 6 times before you get out, and that is tiring.
And bada boom, bada bing. 5 more points. That takes her up to 15.
Cherry Blaster taking a big hit and going down on the outside corner there. Full strength team of Terminal City blockers is giving her a really hard time. And that's the full 2 minutes.
2 minutes, and that's another 5 points. So that came up to 20 points there for Terminal City going on the board. That takes up to 3:53-27 for Terminal City over Deathbridge. 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this game.
Deathbridge looks like they want to take a knee.
Dream Whip up there jamming. I think that's her first time up jamming.
Kim Jana passes off the star to Roller Girl. Looked like Kim Jana was going to get trapped behind a couple of Deathbridge skaters, so instead of fighting her way through, she just passed the star to Roller Girl, which was a great idea.
Yes, I think this is Roller Girl's first time up jamming today as well.
Terminal City used that strategy a lot when they were playing against Rat City last weekend. Rat City loves to clog up the jammer line at every single jam, so instead of trying to fight their way through the pack, the Terminal City jammers just kept passing the star and kept passing the star. It worked out pretty well for a while, until Rat City caught on. Roller Girl's out with a grand slam. She scores 5 points. She's up to 10 points for the jam for Terminal City. Dream Whip trying to fight her way through. Looks like she's going to start playing some defense. Keep an eye on the jammer.
And Delinquent just coming out of the penalty box, as is Belter face.
Roller Girl through for another grand slam. She's up to 15 points.
Let's see if Dream Whip can come up with some jammer on jammer action.
Looks like she wanted to try to slow Roller Girl down a little bit, but Roller Girl makes her way around.
Roller Girl, an amazing player, takes a lot to slow her down.
Roller Girl's been playing with Terminal City since its inception in 2006. She's one of the girls that helped start the league. Before she played roller derby, she was an aggressive ramp skater. She used to freak out the skateboarders on the skate parks often.
I believe it. 3, 2, 1, there we go. So that's our 2 minutes for that jam.
4 more points for Roller Girl. At the end of that jam there, she manages to squeeze her way through right at the last minute.
3:73-27.
5:18 left in this period.
At this point, if Deathbridge can hold them under 400 points, it'll be an excellent excellent win, I think, for Deathbridge if they can just keep that score back.
Pretty painful, makes her way around on turn 2 there on the outside, and she's lead jammer.
Preacher's Slaughter looking back, takes a little
Mary Queen of shots in player one, trading hits on Preacher's Slaughter, but she finally makes it out. Pretty feels hot on her heels. She'll probably wait to call it off. Oh, no.
Nope.
She called it off. Why not?
The points may not be there, but Deathbridge is certainly slowing down Terminal City in the second half.
Player one looks like she's sitting in the box for a minute for Terminal City. So we got 3-on-4 situation for the blockers.
Evil Revolution trying to make her way around on the outside. Half Pint Havoc tries to follow her, gets stuck up with those Terminal City blockers. Evil Revolution getting sent off. So it's a power jam situation for Half Pint Havoc.
Let's see if her blockers can play some offense for her and get her through that big Terminal City wall in the front. Looks like instead of playing offense, they're just going to try to slow things down and pull that out of play call. Terminal City doing a great job of staying in proximity and avoiding the out of play call. Meanwhile, no forgiveness for the Deathbridge jammer.
Here comes one up, back in player one.
Finally get the out of play call after, I think, a lap and a half, which is going to mean their Deathbridge jammer is going to be very tired, but oh, she hits the Terminal City wall very hard, risking some back block penalties. Looks like she did pick up a penalty for a back block, and Half Pint Havoc, Deathbridge jammer, going to sit in the box. 28 seconds left in this jam will be a power play for Deathbridge.
She's going to be in there with a full minute. Evil Revolution released just before that penalty, so.
Diva picks up 4 more points for Terminal City right at the end of that jam.
1:40 left in the game.
Looks like Deathbridge was able to pick up 2 points in that jam. So that brings Deathbridge's score up to 29 points. Terminal City's at 381.
Schwarzenegger on the line. Got her steps around. Bang, bang, lead jam for Terminal City. Cut track major being given a riffraff. Just catches the penalty box.
Schwarzenegger, in the meantime, picks up 5-point grand slam for Terminal City. Deathbridge doing a nice job of keeping the pack fast, but Schwartzy calls it off as she gets through and picks up 5 points. Not sure why she called it off, but she got the 5 points.
That's all that matters, really, sometimes. Timeout being called by Deathbridge.
We've got 15 seconds left on the period clock.
And that's going to probably get adjusted. There we go, 28 seconds left. Just enough for one more jam. Preacher's Slaughter lining up. Doing having a little bit of fun there. It's a dance off.
Might as well have fun.
Exactly.
Pretty Painful, number 117 in red, jamming for Terminal City.
And Preacher's Slaughter in the black for Deathbridge.
Terminal City taking a knee on the jammer line, get things started.
Pretty Painful gets sandwiched by the, but still through for lead jam for Terminal City. Expect this to not last too much longer. 10 seconds left on the game clock. Let's see if she calls it off when that happens.
Great fight by Preacher Slaughter on her initial pass, even though she didn't pick up lead jammer. She was light on her feet, dancing around like crazy. 4 points for Pretty Painful. 4 points for Deathbridge. The crowd loves it. They want her to go for more.
Little distraction for Slaughter through for another 4 points for Deathbridge.
Yeah, they did a great job of distracting the Terminal City blockers. They didn't even see her come through. Pretty Painful calls it off. Both jammers looks like they scored 8 points. And that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. Final score, Terminal City All-Stars 399. Deathbridge Derby Dames 37.
Like I said, if they can keep them under 400 points, I think that's a win for Deathbridge.
No kidding.
Almost a 10% score as well, too. 37 in there, so I think Deathbridge did a really great job out there.
Congratulations to both of these teams, Terminal City making their presence known, showing the rest of the roller derby fans and players here what they've got to contend with to get to that championship. And Deathbridge doing a great job, never losing heart, never losing their drive and their focus. They should be proud of themselves the way they played today too.
Definitely.
All right, next up we've got
Red Deer Roller Derby Association's Belladonnas, who are on the track right now, versus Calgary Roller Derby Association All-Stars. And that game is going to start in about 20 minutes right here on Canuck Derby TV.
See you then.
This is Paparazzo with Andy.
I'm Andy Struction. Thanks, Papa.
Have a great day.
Man, I gotta pee so bad. Nice work.
Probably still live, too.